know about me? What you know about me? Hello and welcome to Everything Nice Beauty. This is a blog that unites both the love of animals and the love of beauty to turn them into something magical. So today we're going to do a cruelty-free makeup look on how to cover up your acne because I've got some of that going on. So without any further ado, let's get started. So today's episode is all about acne because if you can see, I've got some of it. I personally have had a very dysfunctional relationship with acne over the years. I haven't really been able to find something long-term. So because of that, I've had to find an alternative, and that alternative is makeup. So before, I had a lot of go-to products that I would cover up my acne with, but then later on in my life, I decided to stop using makeup that is not cruelty-free because being nice to animals is just as important as covering up your acne, you feel? And just to clarify, makeup should not be something you put on because you are not confident in your skin. I'm completely confident going out without makeup on, but you know, for me, I prefer not looking at red dots on my face all day, you know? You should feel good with yourself and then, you know, just put on makeup because you love it. Because I love makeup, I love beauty, and that's why I've put together this blog because I want to share it with y'all. So we're going to do a little bit of a makeover with this face using cruelty-free beauty products. Everything I will be using today is cruelty-free. Some of the products are owned by parent companies that are not cruelty-free, but to me, when you purchase the products that are cruelty-free, you're making a vote. You're telling big bad companies that we want these products over your non-cruelty-free products. So I'm starting out with just a paper towel. I just get a tissue and blot down my face a little bit. This will just help get rid of any excess oils. The next thing that I will be using is this little Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Primer. I really like this. It has a little bit of a coconut scent to it. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on my face, focusing on the T-zone because that's where I tend to lose my makeup first. So the next step that I'm going to do is the Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer, which I'm going to put everywhere except my under eyes, which is kind of funny. So I like putting on concealer first when I'm trying to cover up these bad boys because when you put on concealer on your bare skin, it just hits right onto that level. So you're like, ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, so I'm just taking a little dot here and I'm just going to press this onto my acne. I'm just using small bits at a time. There's no need to pile this stuff on because it is quite thick. So you just want to work in small layers. That way you will not have a cakey finished look. I mean, did you see that coverage? I'm shook. Okay, so I went ahead and did all of my face, and as you can see, this coverage is insane, but again, work in small layers or else you're gonna get greasy and chunky and monkey and not so good, you know? So I'm going on next with some foundation. I am using the Urban Decay All Nighter. This stuff is awesome. It's like the perfect hybrid of matte and a little bit dewy and full coverage without feeling full coverage. It's like the unicorn of foundation. So I'm using this oval brush, which I actually got from Amazon, and I'm a little bit ashamed of it because, well, it was made in China. It was like $2, and y'all know China, not, you know, the best for the world because of labor. I really want to repurchase the Real Artiste brush. I need to do a little bit of research to see if it's cruelty-free because if it's not, well, I might just have to stick with a knockoff. So I'm just taking the foundation and pressing and swooping it around. And applying foundation is probably the thing that takes me the longest just because I really want to work it into my skin, make it feel a part of me, like it's at home, you know? Just got really sentimental. Okay, so now that I've smoothed that all over my face, I'm just going to take a tiny bit more in any places that I need additional coverage. And I'm taking the smaller oval brush. Okay, the next step is some concealer to highlight. I'm using the NYX HD Concealer. This is in the shade Fair, and I am obsessed with this concealer. It's super opaque and it works so well to highlight, especially under my So I'm just going to wipe this underneath my eyes a little bit in kind of a triangular fashion. And now that you are beautiful and decorated, I'm just going to take this beauty blender and pat everything out. So now that I have put every liquid on my face that I'm going to, it's time to powder up a little bit. I'm using the e.l.f. High Definition Powder. This is just a loose powder that I like to apply with a beauty blender. And I'm going to set my under eyes with it and just going to do a little bit of a bake, kind of, not too intense. Okay, so I'm just going to let this sit around my eyes, and I'm just going to take the rest of the powder left over in my pan and just swish it around my face with my beauty blender. And I'm going to kick off my bake using this Me brush. This came in my Ipsy bag. I'm not totally sure on the details of it, but it's just a super small, it's kind of like this flattish and it works super well to kick off your bake and just to pat around the rest of the powder. Okay, so at this point I'm going to bronze up a little bit, maybe add a little bit of a contour, and I am going to pull from the Too Faced Power of Makeup palette by Nikki Tutorials. I'm going to take from the Chocolate Soleil, and I'm taking a small stippling brush by e.l.f. This is a pretty low-key contour. I just like adding a little bit of structure to my face. When I have some acne going on, it helps to distract from the disaster of the acne. I'm going to bronze up a little bit, and I'm using one of my faves. It's the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. And I dip in my e.l.f. Angled Blush Brush, which I'm not going to use for blush, obviously. And then I just kind of take that over where I contoured and diffuse it out a little bit so it doesn't look quite as intense. I just love this bronzer. It smells amazing, it blends amazing, and it even makes me look pretty normal when I am a pasty ass ghost. And then I just take a little bit around the perimeter of my face, and I also take a little bit right underneath my lip, and this is going to make it look a little more powdery. I can't like talk with a powder. Okay, and for blush, I'm dipping right back into this palette because I'm absolutely in love with her, and it's cruelty-free. Oh my god. I'm taking a little bit of I Will Always Love You and Justify My Love on this Luxie 522 tapered brush, and I'm just going to swirl this onto my cheeks, and I'm going to highlight again using this Champagne Truffle shade right here. And the thing about this palette is that 90% of the reason I bought it was for this full Champagne Truffle shade, because I used to highlight with the chocolate bar palette, the little tiny bar. And so I was so pumped when I saw that Nikki also used that as a highlight and wanted to make it bigger. So just get some highlight going on here. So great, so great. And if you've never tasted it, okay, that sounds really gross, but if you've never tasted this, taste it. It tastes delicious. It's like vanilla chocolatey deliciousness. Okay, and after I've highlighted, I just take a fluffy brush and go over everything to make sure it's blended out so you don't look a little crazy, you know what I'm saying? So that is it for the skin. I'm going to finish off the look and I will be right back with you. So this is the finished look. I just put a little bit on my lips, a little bit on my eyes, just a little bit of bronzer, and made my brows even bushier than they already are. So I hope you enjoyed this look, and I hope that it gave you a little bit of inspiration on how to cover up your acne if you have it. If not, it's just a good full coverage makeup routine. But I hope to see you again. Bye! I don't have like a memorable outro, you know? Keep it rolling. Keep it fresh. No, I have nothing. What can I say that's like cool? I mean, like jiggy fresh, cruelty-free beauty, yo. Oh my god, I just got like 500 times lamer with that. Okay, well, bye! I hope I was filming. Shit.